What's up guys, my name is Ron from Comics and Stuff, and today we have the retro carded Ghost Rider from Marvel Legends. Now this is a figure that I'm anxious and excited to get because I haven't had a Ghost Rider since the Toy Biz days. So before delving into it, I'm telling you guys I already like it. But before we delve into it, I'm gonna go through the package. In the front, we got a clear plastic bubble showing the Ghost Rider as well as his accessories. In the bottom, there is a Ghost Rider cartoon right there just driving on by. But warning, there is choking hazards. At the bottom right hand corner, we got the Hasbro logo. At the top left hand corner, we got the Marvel Comics logo. And in bottom of that is the Ghost Rider logo. And in the middle, it tells you what accessory comes inside the package, which is a flame chain, as well as a picture of Ghost Rider that, although looks cool, I'm not too much of a fan of. It's a bit too cartoony for my taste. But heading to the back, now we have something that's more suited to me, you know? This is a comic book, at least it looks like it's ripped straight from the comic book. And next to it, it says wielding supernatural abilities and weapons from the back of his flaming motorcycle. Ghost Rider roams the mortal world as the spirit of vengeance. So pretty cool description of Ghost Rider. Legalities, barcode, again with the flame chain. There is also a diagram of the Ghost Rider figure and Hasbro telling you, hey man, some of these parts could be interchanged. Like if we didn't know. Ghost Rider again writing at the top. Ghost Rider logo right here. And finally, we have the Marvel logo on top of the package. Now that we did get into the package though, which is freaking cool, reminds me of nostalgia, reminds me of the old school toys and everything like that, the old school figures. So I'm quite happy with this package. But now that we did get into it, let's open it up and check out the figure. All right, guys, now here is Ghost Rider outside of his package now. Remember way back in the day when I said that I already liked this figure? I kind of lied. I actually don't really like this figure. I'll go into that a little more. But first, let's measure him up. And if you don't count the flames, from the top of the skull, he's about 6.5 inches. With the flames and everything included, he stands at about 7 inches. So he does got a little height compared to other Marvel Legends. Now, I don't want to start off in a bad note though, guys. So I'm just gonna head into the good stuff about these accessories because there are some good stuff about these accessories. And we're gonna start off with these hands. As you could tell, the flame effect are used on everything. On the figure, on the hair, everything looks pretty cool. I am happy with how that changes, especially with the light. It looks like actual flames. These skeleton hands look like skeleton hands, so I'm not mad at that. I like these hands. Let's go with this, which is found in any basic Marvel Legends figure that deals with fire. Heck, it could even deal with anything else, like fireworks, like Jubilee or something like that. So these effects are something we've seen plenty of times before. It's not a surprise, and it's also I'd say it's appropriate for this figure since he deals with fire. Why not give him some fire effects? So I'm not mad at that. Let's head into the chain, which is painted with this nice silver. It looks cool. The gradient of how the silver changes to this fire effect. And of course, like I said, the fire effects on all the accessories on the figures do look good. So I am happy with that. The sculpt of the chain itself looks like actual links. I am happy with that. Got a nice handle right here for him to hold onto and whip other people. So these accessories are so far cool. This head sculpt is so badass, man. Look at that flame right there. The hair is painted. Some strands are poking through that fire. His face got that nice shadow underneath his eyes. His eyes itself got a nice little glow to it. like he is ready to transform. Got those nasal labial folds, just looking like he's in pain. Kind of like that scene with Nicolas Cage. You know what I'm talking about. That scene in the Ghost Rider movie where he's getting all crazy and turning into the Ghost Rider himself. So I dig these accessories. I'm not mad with these accessories. What I'm mad about comes when it goes to the Ghost Rider itself. Again, I do like the flame effects, and these flame effects go into the neck, and that looks cool. The collar itself is flexible enough, so I do like that. The face, I got some problems with. Let me show you guys. First of all, it's this jaw. Do you guys see what's wrong with this jaw? I don't know if you guys can pick it up, but his lower jaw is slightly to the left right here. So it looks kind of funny. Of course, hold up. Let me try to straighten it out so that you guys can see how it's supposed to look like. Right there. It's supposed to look like right there. Pretty straight. But instead, it leans to the left. So I do not like that. That's something that can't be fixed. His mouth, of course, you can't notice it with his mouth open like that. Which is another thing. His mouth over here is a little loose for my taste. Like it could have been a little tighter. And I have a problem every time basically closing it and opening it. So that's a little gripe. My also other little gripe is the eye, the paint in the eyes. Like they didn't paint the whole cavity in there. So in certain angles, you can't even see his eyes. And then if you put it in some angles, you see some of the paint and some not. But my biggest problem is that, I don't know if you guys could catch that. Hold up. But yeah. On top of the eyebrow there is some paint on this eye. Not on this side. This side is all right. But on this side, yeah, there's some red paint right on top of the eyebrow. Of course, you could take that out with whatever it is you choose to take it off with. So, all right, those are two main gripes from the head. My other little gripe deals with this chain around his body. It's basic gray plastic. And of course, basic gray plastic will not match something that's painted. So the chain that he holds looks way better than the chain that's around his body. Even when it comes to the links. Some of the links are actually like a garbled mess and you can't even tell it's a link. Some are good, but some aren't. So that's a whatever again. The paint that's on the figure itself. Of course, there's paint right there, paint right there. There's not much paint into the Ghost Rider costume. There is texture on the pants, texture on the jacket. So, all right, there's not much paint with the Ghost Rider costume, so I understand that. I totally understand that. But whatever paint that there is, you should do it. That's how I feel about it. You see, there's paint on the buckle right here. Why is there no paint on the buckle down here? Why? Why? You see, he got buttons right there. Okay, you can make believe that he got black buttons and stuff, but paint like a lighter shade of black, paint it differently so that you could tell that there's buttons there. You can't tell there's buttons there. Of course, it's sculpted and it looks nice, and there's texture in the jacket. Like I said, texture on everything looks nice, but give a little more effort, and this figure would have been superbly nice. You know? Yeah. So those are my main gripes when it... Oh, let me also mention... Yeah, but this ain't a gripe, to tell you the truth. The belt right here is made out of a gray plastic. And it's not a floaty piece, so it's not really a gripe, to tell you the truth. So, anyway, now that we went through the appearance, I do got gripes about the articulation. Particularly the head again. First of all, you saw the articulated mouth. I got a problem with that. There's also a problem with the main head itself because mine's is super floppy. Check this out. See? Hold up. It can't hold a certain position at all. Anyway, you see it. Again, it's a problem that can be fixed if you take the time to fix it, but I shouldn't have to be doing that. All right, it comes in a ball, not a ball hinge, so plug that back. I will say that the alternate head fits a lot more snug, so I'll show that later though. His head, as I said, comes in a ball, making him look back like this, which isn't much. Down, he gets a little more range. He does get a lot of tilt though, so that's cool. And of course you get your rotation. His arms go about that. I won't fault them for that because of how the sculpt is, and these shoulders. He got a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. He's got a swivel and a hinge on the hands. They all work good. The ab crunch allows him to go forward that much, which is good. Back that much, which is also good. He's got a waist swivel that works. Legs split up like this, which is not good. I do not like this because he rides motorcycles, you know? Maybe I want to put him in an extra big motorcycle and stuff and not make him look funny. Which is another thing I'm going to get with the legs. He kicks up like that, which isn't bad. Back like that, not much. He's got a thigh cut, double jointed knees, no boot cut, which again would have been perfect for motorcycle, you know, for a motorcycle, because then you could hug the motorcycle better. So that's another gripe of mine. So there is no boot cut. The ankle does go up just a little bit, goes back a whole lot more, and he's got some pivot in there. So yeah. Yeah, I you know, this is my first Ghost Rider, like I mentioned that before, guys. I wanted to like him so bad, but just a couple of things of the articulation, a couple of things about the paint, yeah, it just sucks. Like, he could have been so much better if they just added just a tiny bit more paint. Yeah, just a tiny bit more paint would have brought this figure up from being an okay figure to being a good figure. Anyway, now that we did get into him and everything like that, let's compare him to some other figures and see how he sizes up. And for our first comparison, on his right, we got the Ben Reilly Spider-Man. And on the left, we have Venom Punisher right there. As you guys can see, I did swap out the head as well as put on all his accessories like the hands and you know, the fire effects on his wrist, which I had a lot of fun with. I gotta admit that. But I did want to point out something that I didn't point out with the other head, is that, yeah, it gives a big gappage. It kind of looks alright like that. I understand why, but so much gappage, it just looks funny in certain spots. So another little gripe of mine, guys. But anyway, now that we went through this comparison, let's head on to the next. Alright, and over here, I just wanted to size him up with a couple of Joes. We got Sergeant Slaughter on the left and Duke right there on the right. And he measures about more or less the same height as Sergeant Slaughter. So I think this comparison actually looks pretty good. And over here, I just wanted to size him up with some female figures. So we got Lady J right there on the right for the Joes. And Age of Apocalypse Jean Grey right there on the left for the Marvel Legends. And I think this still scales pretty good. And for our final comparison, guys, of course, I'm going to have to have him displayed with a motorcycle. And these are the only motorcycles that I do got. In the left, we got a Maisto, Harley Davidson, I'm pretty sure. And on the right, we have the WWE Slam Cycle. Now, there's things that I like about both bikes that, you know, they got their pros, they got their cons. Like the Maisto, I think it's a tad on the small side, but it got a better aesthetic. I mean, there's chrome, rubber tires, there's even suspension in the back. But over here, the Slam Cycle is a bit more up to size that I think a Ghost Rider motorcycle would be. But it looks super cheap with the plastic. I mean, the tires are not even made out of rubber, but it does have features like popping a wheelie and breakable parts. I'm not doing a motorcycle video though, so I don't want to get into their features. We're just gonna see how Ghost Rider fits in each, and hopefully you guys help me decide which bike is best. And up first is the Maisto Harley Davidson, and I don't know how I feel about it. Like I said, it does seem to run a tad on the small side, but I do think it's fudgeable for him. Yeah, and it does look pretty good. And you could fudge it with some certain angles, so that's not bad. But now that we saw how he looked like in this one, let's see how he looks like in the slam cycle. And here is Ghost Rider in the slam cycle, and to tell you the truth, guys, this is more in line with what I think a Ghost Rider vehicle, you know, a Ghost Rider motorcycle should be, like this kind of height, this kind of size, but it looks super on the cheap side compared to the Maisto, you know? So I will have him on the Maisto, but I'm not sure. You guys let me know which you think of these bikes was best in order to put him on a display. But if these don't work, I'm gonna have to find him a new bike. My quest for Ghost Rider's motorcycle begins. Anyway, if you did like the video, guys, hit the like, hit the comment, and subscribe. I did enjoy this Ghost Rider, but I know it's the same body as the previous Ghost Rider, but again, I didn't have a chance to get that Ghost Rider, so it's new to me. That being said, I do think that this body is dated. There's no butterfly joints, there's no boot cut, but it's a Ghost Rider. I like the head sculpt. If you guys do got this Ghost Rider, tell me what you think about it. If you guys got the gold Ghost Rider, are you getting this new one? Let me know down in the comments. As always, links will be in the description down below. My name is Ron from Comics and Stuff, and I'll check you guys on the next episode. Peace.